loved this hadith. Um, and you know, when you read something and then it's like you have just read it for the first time in your life, I don't know why. This is what I got from this hadith. So, what does this hadith say? And gathered the people to teach them how to pray. But then the part about this hadith is that so the Prophet ﷺ gathered the people, and that was Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, Abu Malik al-Ash'ari that actually gathered later. He did the same thing, gathered the people, taught them how to pray, lined them up, told them this is how I saw the Prophet ﷺ pray. And then he told them this story. He said, when the Prophet ﷺ finished his prayer, he turned around and then he looked at the people. And then he said, "Oh, people, listen to what I'm telling you and comprehend and know that the Lord Almighty has certain servants that they're not prophets and they're not martyrs. The prophets and the martyrs envy them because of the positions that they have and because of their closeness from Allah." A man came closer, a man from the Bedouins, just from far, far away, came closer. And then with his hand, he gave a gesture and he said, "O Prophet of Allah, people from the believers that are not prophets and not even martyrs, and even the prophets and the martyrs actually envy them on their positions and even closest from Allah. Can you describe them to us?" And then the Prophet ﷺ was happy that he was asking that question. So the Prophet ﷺ said, "They're people just from all the rest of the people and from different tribes. In fact, they don't even have any tribal or any close biological, in other words, biological or any kind of blood relations, but they loved each other and one another for the sake of Allah Almighty. The Lord Almighty would actually put them on podiums made of light on Judgment Day, and they would sit on those podiums, and the Lord Almighty would make their eyes, their faces of light, and make their clothes made of light. Everyone will be living in fear on Judgment Day, but they will not be living in fear. And those are the people that will chosen by the Lord Almighty, that will not face not the fear and not even any sorrow and sadness." Love it, love it, love it, love it. Why? Because their relationship was actually on the basis of the love of the Lord Almighty, love of Allah. Like they're, you know, when you look at that orbit, I love this orbit thing where you've got the orbit and their focus, their center, they were centered around Allah Almighty. So even those different centers, those orbits, their real center was Allah. And that's why even the relationship was all based on the gravity of the Lord Almighty. They would usually, people would make connections, and people's, you know, relations is based on, you know, common interests. But these people's interests were not common interest of dunya. Their common interest was La ilaha illallah. Their common interest, we're here to love Allah Almighty. So the Lord Almighty dresses them because their inside was actually made of light. Their relations were made of light. The Lord Almighty gives them a podium of light, a clothing of light, and even make their faces of light. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those. Allah yahfadkum, everyone. I just had to share this hadith. It's beautiful, and maybe could always just bring about that light on the inside and light on the outside.